Hello and welcome to Just Vintage Crochet, and today I want to make this beautiful little 1940s bag. I absolutely love this. Now the material it asks for, it is called a, I know I'm gonna mutilate this name, Sautash, I don't know, okay, this. So from what I found online, the closest match is going to be this nylon crochet thread size 18. This calls for a size 4 white crochet hook. I don't know what that is in millimeters, but I know that this calls for a 4mm hook, so maybe it's the same. I don't know. I can't exactly break down what they mean here as far as how much I need, so I grabbed 3 of them. It's a total of 450 yards, as these are 150 yards a piece. So it's kind of a shot in the dark, as I haven't even played with it yet. As you can see, it's a fresh roll. These still have their plastic seal on them. So I'm basically making this for the first time ever on here with you. So here we go. It says to chain 6 and join with a slip stitch to form a ring. So let's go ahead and do that with our 4mm hook. Fingers crossed. Okay, I actually decided to opt for the magic circle, so I'll just start that over again and show you how I do my magic circles. So I start going this way toward me, and I form an X at the top of my fingers, and I sort of hold everything down here. My hook upside down, go under, pull up that bottom portion of the X, and twist at the same time. Then I hold everything with my thumb over here, and I form 1 chain stitch to lock it all in. Okay, so it says to work 6 single crochet in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then we join it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I've actually never worked with this before. Crochet nylon cord. I've never crocheted with cord at all before, so this is kind of a new experience for me. Okay, now it says to work 2 single crochet in each stitch around, so we're going to make 12 single crochet. It doesn't give as easy as yarn does. It's pretty much set in its tightness, isn't it? Doesn't have a lot of stretch. So, okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to work 12 single crochet by way of 2 single crochet in each stitch around. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've joined to my first single crochet and chained 1. Now for row 3 or round 3, it says to work 2 single crochet in every other stitch and join. Then we should have 18 stitches. So 2 single crochet in every other stitch, I believe is going to be, you know, you start off with, I like to start off with 1 because I like to make my last stitch the 2 because it kind of closes the gap back here. So 1 and then 2 into the next stitch, and then 1 into the next. So you'll work 1 into the first stitch, 2 into the next, 1 into the next stitch, then 2 into the next, 1 into the next stitch, then 2 into the next. And I'm supposed to work 2 in this one. Yeah, this doesn't have any stretch or give at all. It's a little bit tough to work with. I think it's just because I'm not used to it. I will get used to it. And so from row 3, it says to continue increasing as described above, having 1 more stitch between each increase until the circle measures 6 inches in diameter. Then chain 1 and work in pattern as follows. So, you know, some of you are going to be instantly familiar with how to do this, but for those who are not, Right now we're working 1 stitch between the increase. The increase is the moment where we are working 2 single crochet into 1 stitch. That's the increase. So the next row up, you will have 2 independent single crochets between your increase or your 2 crochets in the same stitch. The next row after that, you will have 3 independent single crochets between the increases, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6. And you'll keep going until from the center out, you measure 6 inches. So from the very center out, that's when you stop. So there is no set amount of rows. Just keep working until you have your 6 inches worth of increases, which is kind of nice. A pattern like this is kind of nice because you're not married to the type of yarn that they're asking for. You really can use any kind of yarn or thread if you want to make this really small, like for a wedding bag or something. So you don't have to commit yourself to just this type of yarn. I wanted to do this. I've never worked with cord before. And so that's why I am using as close as possible to the actual what the pattern is asking for. So I am going to continue to work in this fashion where I am adding 1 more stitch between the decreases every row until I get 6 inches. Excuse me. So I will be right back. Okay, guys, well, I am a special, kind of special, but you all know that. So obviously the pattern says diameter, but I wasn't thinking straight. I was hearkening back to the hat we made whenever it said, you know, 7, I think it was like 7 inches or something like that from the center out. And for some reason I had that in mind. Diameter, 6 inches in diameter from one point to the other. Oh, I reached 6 inches, like, look at this, like 4 rounds ago. That's how goofy. See here, 6 inches in diameter. Girl, learn to read. Okay, now we have our 6 inches. I've already joined with a slip stitch and chained 1. So now we are going to chain 1 and work in pattern as follows. Row 1, round 1, work 1 round of single crochet around the entire circle without increasing, slip stitch and last stitch. Then we will get on to the more fun stitch. I think you guys are going to enjoy the stitch we're going to work. So we're just going to work 1 single, and I got to tell you, you guys know I keep it completely real with you. I don't kiss any company's butt. This yarn, this stuff here is not fun to work with. I have regrets. So, I mean, it's working up beautiful. It's a tough material. It is great for bags. It is a pain in the butt to work with, especially with single crochet. I don't know how it is to work with double crochet, which we will be working with later on. But as far as single crochet goes, I struggle to get into some of the stitches and get out of some of the stitches. And my hands and my thumb it was cramping up earlier. I had to stop and go take a hot bath and relax a little bit. This stuff was making my hands cramp. So, you know, I never want to encourage you to use something that you may hate. So, you know, if your hands get sensitive, if they hurt real easy, I would not use this stuff for anything involving single crochets or slip stitches because it is a pain in the butt. Oh yeah, it's working real nice and easy now. Now that I'm on camera, it's going to make me a big fat liar. But many stitches, I'm like, trying to get in and struggling to get it out, like not exaggerating. So yeah, now it's making me out to be a liar because I'm on camera. But there's a little bit of a tough one there. But yes, not the biggest fan of the nylon, but that is the nature of the nylon. It's meant to be this way. So it's doing its job. It's me who's being the big baby about it. Okay, I'm going to work my single crochet all the way around with no increases, slip stitch and join, or join and slip stitch, whatever. Join with a slip stitch, and then I'll be right back. So I just finished the round of single crochet, and I hate the way it looks. Typically what I like to do is if I'm making a bag, I will work back loop only single crochets. This creates a nice sharp seam and forces the material up. So I'm actually going to undo this whole round and redo it the way I prefer. So I suppose I am at this point now altering the pattern to my own liking, and you're welcome to join. So from the very first stitch, this is the chain 1, I just immediately start working back loop only single crochets. I just really like the way it works out better. I feel like it allows the bag to go from flat at the bottom to a sharp up and down. It's just better. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and finish this, and then we will start our stitches. Okay, see how it's already bending up? It's already creating a nice sharp up. I don't know words, but yeah. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Finished working my back loop only single crochet all the way around, and now I have a nice defined lip that's going up. Now let's work this pattern, the stitch pattern. We're going to chain 3 as our first double crochet. Skip the very first stitch. We're not going to worry about the stitch that the chain 3 is coming out of. That's already considered worked. So skip your first stitch and then work one double crochet, into the next 3 stitches. That's 1, 2, and 3. Then yarn over, and got to do a little bit of handwork here, but come back and go back into that stitch that we skipped right there. Just like this. And work a double crochet. There we go. That's what you should have. Now we're just going to repeat that. So skip the next stitch and work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. This is going to be the repeat all the way around. There's our 3, yarn over, come back and go into that stitch that we skipped and work a double crochet. Skip your first stitch. Be sure that you're not counting this as your first stitch. It looks like an unworked stitch, but it is worked. As you can see, your 3rd double crochet is coming out of it. So skip this stitch, and in the next one over, work 3 double crochet, 2 and 3, yarn over, and work that unworked stitch that we skipped right there. And that is our design all the way around. So I'm going to work this first row, then come on back and we will work the second row together. And now we have finished our first row of our pattern stitch. And it says to repeat these 2 rows 11 times. So we're going to do 1 row of our pattern design and then 1 row of single crochet. Pattern design, single crochet. So now we're going to do our row of single crochet. So we'll chain 1 and into the same joining stitch, we work a single crochet and then 1 single crochet into the top of every stitch around. And since we have no chain 1s separating anything, it's just 1 single crochet into the top of every double crochet around. And whenever you get back around to the beginning, you will chain 3 right here. Chain 3, skip your first stitch and work your 1, 2, 3 double crochet, and then come back and work your skipped stitch. And then after you complete that row, you'll do another row of single crochet over and over until you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think it's 7 rows of our stitch pattern, but mostly just 11 rows in total. So I'll be back. Okay, now that we've made it back around to the beginning on our single crochet round, let's go ahead and start our stitch pattern again. So that is chain 3 and skip the very first stitch. Start making our 3 double crochet in a row over the next 3 single crochet. Yarn over and then work that stitch that we skipped. There we go. and work this all the way around. So just repeat these 2 rounds, and since I don't know exactly how many rows of the stitch pattern and the single crochet we need to work, just wait a second and I'll be able to tell you at the end. I'll be right back. Well, not at the end, but when I come back. Okay, so I finished working all of my rows. I opted for working 12 total rows because I think my yarn might be a little thinner than what they are calling for in the pattern. So I went with 12 rows of our pattern design and 12 rows of single crochet, ending my last row with single crochet rows. So let's do the straps. Now I've already made one. They don't have any instructions. I mean, they have very basic instructions on how to make the strap. It's just a really long chain and then work some single crochets, but I wasn't too crazy about that. So I opted for a chain with half double crochets followed by a row of slip stitches to create this effect. And I really like it. I think it looks really nice. So I already started on the second one. And I chained up 175 chains. You'll need 2 of the drawstrings. 175 chains, and then I just yarned over, skipped the first chain and then the second chain from the hook. Start working your half double crochets, and you'll work 1 half double crochet in every chain to the end, and then you will chain 1, turn, and starting in the very first half double crochet, work a loose slip stitch and work loose slip stitches all the way to the end like this. You'll chain 1 and turn, and just start working loose half double crochets in every stitch to the end. I realize I probably skipped that first one, but as you can see, I'm working them loose, and it creates this effect, and I like it. So I will be back whenever I have both of the drawstrings done, and we will weave them into the bag, and then we will be done. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, second cord is made, and let's go ahead and weave it into the bag. I already did the first one here, and I know the picture shows the top with a little bow right here. I just don't know that I can make that work with this particular yarn. It's not the easiest to work with, so I just sewed the seam shut. So, okay, we're gonna go in. Now we've come out this way. We want to come out the other way. So I already marked where I want the 2 ends to come out on this side. And I'm also working 1 row down now. So just weave this end on through. Again, not the easiest stuff to work with, but it is great for bags. I will say that. It's nice and tough material. Okay, that's it on that side. Then come back this way, grab the other end. I better give myself a little more slack. And we're gonna go around the other way. I'm starting to fray a little bit. That's okay. I'm gonna use these ends for a little bit of sewing. Okay. Almost done. There we go. Now I will just try to keep them straight. What happened here? What is that? What is this? Oh, I think that's a tail I need to weave in. Yeah, it is. It's a little tail. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep these straight and then just sew the ends together, just doing a little whip stitching. So I'll be right back. I'm going to sew these ends together. Okay, so here it is. There's the bottom all done, and we can just close it up, and boom, got your little bag. Isn't that cute? I love it. And it is, as much of a headache it is to work with this material, it does make a really sturdy bag. Like, yeah, it's good bag making material. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to work with. But anyways, there's our bag. I've got a bunch of tails to sew in. Let me know what you guys think. I like it a lot. Pretty simple, pretty basic, pretty fun stitch to work with too. I really enjoyed working with this stitch. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. There will be a link for the pattern in the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next tutorial. Bye.